Well, walkouts are being planned in Georgia and across the nation today, exactly 1 year since President Donald Trump was sworn into office. The coordinated demonstration is being labeled as the Free America Walkout. Organizers want to stop what they call an abuse of power by the president and cite recent ICE activity nationwide. The walkouts will happen at some schools and government buildings today between 11 and 2 p.m. At least 7 demonstrations are happening right here in Metro Atlanta.